Hey everybody, welcome back to Rob's Napier's Rod Shop, not Rod Shop. I haven't done very many videos lately. 2021 was a sucky year, had a lot of things going on. But also, I was just working on a 78 Camaro, which is behind me. And I did some videos on the 92 Camaro that really applies to the same way. I showed you how to do patch panels, fix rust, block, etc. primer. So that's what the 78's in for right now. Like I said, a lot of stuff was going on. The only thing different that I really didn't film, to be honest, was I took the rear end out, bent some brake lines, put new wheel cylinders in it, new bushings, front and rear shackle bushings. The front clip, I put new bushings on that too. That's pretty straightforward stuff. I mean, I guess there are people out there who don't really know how to do it, but I could have filmed it, but I had a lot of stuff going on. I would come out here in the garage to get my mind off stuff and work a little bit. So I just wanted to come to you today and tell you that I haven't recorded nothing lately, but I'm gonna get back on it. This 78 is all the body work's just about done. About got the door gaps done, trunk gap done. I'm working on the hood now. It's got some low spots, and the driver's side rear quarter panel is a little wavy. I did a video on putting a new quarter panel on this passenger side, and the door. I ended up putting a new door skin on here. I probably could have done a video on that, show you guys how to do it, but again, so I put a new door skin on that because the passenger side door it had a lot of dents and dings in it, and I just wasn't happy with it. I mean, I pulled some of them out, and but it's still wavy, distorted. I put a new door skin on it and saved my time on all the body work, all the body filler, all the sanding. So I got that on there. So basically, new quarter panel, new door skin on the passenger side. Both front fenders pretty good. They had some rust. In fact, I put new lower front quarter panel skins on both sides. Got them welded in. Did the body work? They're pretty straight. They're ready for some K2. I was going to do this whole car in some of that Evercoat. What's the name of it? Evercoat Featherlight, Feel Light, whatever it is, G2. And it's kind of the same stuff as the Concord stuff that I used on the 92. It's basically a sprayable body filler. You don't have a reducer or nothing, you just have some hardening you put in it. I was going to do the whole car with it. But after doing the body work, and I sprayed a coat of epoxy on there and guide coated it and just blocked it, just a quick block just to see where I'm at. The car's pretty straight. The hood's got a few low spots. I'm working on that now. Like I said, I put a new door skin on there, so there's a few low spots and little divots where I was clamping it around the edge, and when I was welding it and I was bending that lap, that seal, that pinch weld, that's what the word I was looking for, back around. So I got that to take care of. I did the door gaps, worked on them. This door gap was god awful, and anybody who knows anything about these Camaros, especially first, second gen, my 92 wasn't so bad on the third gen, but the gaps on them are horrid. They're just awful. I think GM just slapped them together and got them off the showroom. So on this one, I had probably a 1/2 inch gap up here on the top, and I was touching at the bottom. So I had to cut a relief in that bottom quarter panel and kind of get that gap in, and then I welded it back up. And on the top, I just kept adding weld to the door gap in. I just kept adding and adding until I got my door gap right. Now I got some short strand body filler on there just to kind of cover up the pits and whatnot, you know, anything that's uneven and unlevel. Short strand fiberglass body filler is good for that. I did the same thing on the driver's side. The driver's side was not so bad, but the gap was a little wider than I wanted. So I went down through the door, the edge of the door, and on the driver's side, put some weld all the way down the edge, couple rounds, and sanded and grinded it all off and got it nice. And so that door gap on the driver's side is pretty good. So, but I started blocking. I worked on the trunk. Did the door gaps on the trunk. Now anybody knows that little panel above the trunk, between the trunk and the rear windshield, is removable. I welded that in, put some body filler to make it look, you know, really nice. I got some finishing work to do on it. I'll walk you around it here in a minute and look at and show you. And I'll probably do the same thing on that front. Let me move this. On that front fender. I don't know why. I really do not know why. GM didn't make that a solid fender. They put that little front part that bolted in. I really do not understand it. I do not know what the purpose of it was. So I'll probably do that just like I did that little rear part. I'll bolt it in and get everything lined up, weld it in, put some short strand fiberglass over the gap and imperfections over the weld, and make it just look like one solid fender. And I'll do that on both fenders. And I will start shooting a lot of videos once I get this thing painted, which it's almost New Year's Eve. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I got off work today and thought I don't want to sit around, so I came out in the shop. But I got all winter. I got January, February, March to finish body work on this, which isn't going to take me that long because I made good progress on it. I didn't expect to do so well and to make that kind of progress on it, but I'll have this thing ready for painting a month. So, I mean, I still got the rear bumper to sand down and do, the rear spoiler fins, and the front nose clip, or the front nose cover, which the customer is probably going to, I think she said she will buy that in March. I'm going to see if I can get her to buy it in February so I can get it prepped and ready to paint and have this thing ready to paint. March is too early because it's cold. I mean, I can heat my shop, but I got to open the doors. I think I'm going to create some sort of I don't have a paint booth. So I painted my shop, so I'm going to clean the shop like a hospital operating room. And the past couple of vehicles that I painted, I had this shop fan over here that blows out pretty good air, and then I have a couple of box fans I put out here in front to kind of get the air flowing, but it doesn't seem to be very adequate. It doesn't do good. So I'm thinking about some sort of ventilation system. I was going to buy a couple of like blower motors off of a furnace, and put some duct work on that, and then just run it up to the ceiling and build a couple of big vents up there in the ceiling with them 2 fans, and just have them sticking right outside the door, and just rig them up to a light switch, turn them on. I think that'll move a lot of air, and obviously when I did the 92, the shop's pretty big, but I blocked the shop off with plastic and, you know, from the floor to the ceiling, and just kind of made my own little paint booth. And I cleaned everything inside really good, so I'll probably do that. But anyway, after I get it painted, I will be doing a lot more videos because it's all assembly stuff. I feel like I already done plenty of videos on body work, welding, paint. I mean, I might shoot a video on a few paint tips if that would interest you. It's going to be blue. It's going to be like a cobalt blue, and she's wanting stripes, just like I did on the 92. I did a video on that. You seen the paint job on that. But they're going to be white, and they're going to come off the trunk over the spoiler. But they're not going to go all the way down. They're going to stop at the taillights. The front's the same thing. They're just going to be on the hood. I was going to do them, bring them down all off the hood onto the nose piece till it, you know, it starts to drop off. But I think I'm just going to leave them on the hood and leave the nose blue. So anyway, but after I get it all painted, then I'll be doing a lot of videos. We got wiring to do. I'm going to get a wiring harness off Painless. She don't want anything special, anything. So it's basically going to be factory. And if you go to Painless, you can get one, bolts in, hooks up, all the connectors. You can just basically just plug it all in. And then we'll have interior, we'll have assembly. We'll probably call somebody in to do the glass, just to make sure everything's done right. So there'll be a lot of videos on interior, wiring, some dead sounder on the floor. Then we got the front suspension to do, ball joints, upper and low ball joints, tie rod ends. I'm going to try to get a couple 2-inch drop spindles in it. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd come to you guys real quick. And I wanted to give you a quick review on a few things. I've been doing some blocking. And as I said before, I love them soft sander blockers, which are these. Now I got this one. It's 24-inch. And I love it. But there's one thing I don't like about it when they start getting really long like this, is they're really flexible. So when I'm sanding, I have a sandpaper broke loose. So when I'm sanding, I have a tendency of doing one of these when I'm sanding, which is my fault. I mean, it's not the sander's fault, but I need to have a little bit more self-control. But what I wanted to tell you, I like these, and it's, you know, the longer the board, the flatter it's going to be. This is good. I like this. I just got to learn how to control my hands a little bit better. But anyway, now this, you would think this, look at it. You'd think this is a Durablock, right? But it's not. This, and I'm not promoting anything, I'm just telling you that I really like this block. Now I got this in a, I can't remember what size this was, 16, 20 inch. But Durablocks are pretty rigid. They are stiff, which is good. But through my experience, every panel on a car has some sort of a radius. So you're going to have some sort of a radius on it. Now this, it's called Flex by, I ain't even going to try to pronounce it. Now I got this off Amazon. I don't know if they have different sizes. This is, like I said, I think 16 inch. But the difference between this and Durablock, now I'm not promoting, because I have some Durablocks. I love them to death. I love my soft sanders. But I've kind of grown to like this because unlike Durablocks, it's flexible. And it's stiffer than your soft sanders, and it's softer than your Durablocks. So I like this, you know, and you can put your paper on there, pull your paper off, and you know, you can bend it a little bit, and get your paper back on there, and you have that slight radius. I like this. I'm not promoting nobody's product, but this is a good one. I love my Durablocks because you can grip it. You got room to grip it. You got room to sand with it. You know, it's a little thicker than the soft answers, but don't get me wrong, I like my soft answers. Each block has its purpose and its own area. But I like this because it gives me gripping room, and it's also flexible, and it's not as hard as a Durablock, and it's not as soft as a soft sander. So I don't know. You can do what you want, but I like these things. I'm just telling you. It's called Flex. Let me know what you think if you get one. Anyway, that's about it. I just want to do a short video. I haven't shot nothing since I showed you how to, what was it, the power steering pump. So hit like, subscribe, tell your friends. We're going to build this 78. Now, I think next summer I'm going to start getting some stuff. I think I'm going to start getting some cars to flip. I seen like a 67 Cadillac. That's my favorite Cadillac. It's the Cadillacs. It's got the stacked headlights. They're not side by side. They're stacked. And it's a 2-door. I seen that. I'm really interested in. And I seen a 71 Monte Carlo. I'm really interested in. I'm going to try to start getting some cars and building them. Everything that I've done so far is for customers outside my own. So I want to get some cars, start building them, flipping them, see what happens. So keep tuned in. All right, everybody. See ya.